the Arizona Signal Watcher DXing video blog, Episode 16, ARRL VHF contest, FT8 with a dash of SSB. This is a video detailing some of my operating during the ARRL VHF contest on June 9, 2019. This was all 6 meters, mostly FT8, but also some single sideband. This was with the 3-element Yagi featured in episode 15, running up to 100 watts with my IC 7300. For the first part of this video, I didn't record sound along with the screen recording on my MacBook, so what I will do is give an overview of what is happening on FT8 on 6 meters, so if you haven't done much FT8 operating, you may find this useful. After that, the video will transition into live commentary as it happened. First, at the top of the screen is the waterfall plot, which shows you all the signals in the normal FT8 band, which is 3000 Hz or 3 kHz wide. It also shows the real-time signal strength in green. Below that, we have the band activity frame, which shows every signal decoded in each 15-second FT8 cycle. To the right of that, the RX frequency frame shows every signal received on a frequency of your choice, any message you transmit, and any message directed at your call sign. Below that are some fiddly details, including some of the specific program settings, an overall signal strength meter on the left, a clock, a timer bar for the 15-second cycle, and the call and response sequence for making a QSO. Notice the NA VHF in red in the bottom center. This means that I am in contest mode, which has a different call and response sequence than normal operating. Finally, on the right is the cumulative log of QSOs for the contest. When I finish a QSO, a window pops up over there, so I can confirm whether I want to log the QSO or not. When the program receives a 73, it assumes that a QSO is over, but the real expectation is that you will exchange 73s, so you don't want to log it until both 73s are sent. The band activity and RX frequency frames are color-coded, and you have some control over what colors you want to use, adjustable in the software preferences. Here, for band activity, dark orange is a station in a grid that I've never worked before on FT8, light orange is a grid that I've never worked on 6 meter FT8, green is a station I've worked before, although not necessarily in the contest, blue is a new station but in a grid I've worked before, and there are other colors for things like new countries and such. For the RX frequency grid, yellow represents any transmission I've made or am making, red is any message directed toward my call sign, and if I have double-clicked on a station in the band activity window, it copies that line into the RX frequency frame. Note that in both of the message frames, the time of the start of the 15-second cycle, an estimate of the signal-to-noise ratio, the time offset between you and the other station, and the frequency from the waterfall are given. The time is important because if two stations' clocks are more than about 2 seconds apart, you will be too out of sync to make a QSO. That's usually only a problem with someone who is new to FT8 and doesn't know to sync their computer clock over the internet. You can see people calling CQ test, which is short for CQ contest. If you want to respond, you double-click on that line. You need to do that within the first 2 seconds or so of the 15-second cycle, or they won't be able to decode your message. If you are too late, you can either continue transmitting and they might decode you on your next transmit cycle, or you can halt the transmission and try again later. If you accidentally double-click on the wrong line, you can immediately double-click on the correct line and it will switch to the appropriate message. This still has to be done within the 2 seconds though. Once they respond to you, the rest of the QSO sequence can be done automatically. As I mentioned before, you have to be careful that you exchange 73s. If there is a problem during this time, you may have to take over the reins and send the specific 73 message yourself. Again, the software is only semi-automatic. Note that the VHF contest does not require signal reports, so those are left out of FT8 in the VHF contest mode. This saves time relative to the normal FT8 sequence. When you call CQ, you decide whether to transmit on the 15s and 45 seconds, which is odd, or the 0s and 30 seconds, which is even. You can choose which response you want to work, or have it automatically respond to the first station decoded. It's possible to have several stations respond at once, and you only have that 2 seconds or so to respond manually. When you want to call CQ, you hit the Enable TX button before the next odd or even cycle begins, and it will start transmitting at the proper time. If you click this again, it will finish the cycle if it is transmitting, but then stop. The Halt TX button is the panic button, which will immediately stop transmitting. Maybe you were too late and don't want to send out a useless signal, or you accidentally double-clicked on the wrong line. Okay, with that in mind, let's go to the live footage, which is mostly FT8, but I also checked SSB every so often and made some QSOs in the traditional way. Note that the contest ended at 3 hours UT, and most of the QSOs I made were in the last 2 hours and 15 minutes of the contest, even though I was monitoring for more than 20 hours over the 2 days. Also note that all of the QSOs during that end period were sporadic-E and not local. Yeah, of course I tried VA7ST again, and now they're down to -13. Well, at least they called again, so hopefully they're calling for me. Okay, that was good. Okay. Well, now just get that back. I'm going to have that ready just in case. So I have to send it again. Got it. I'm going to be bold there and assume that I did get this. Might have been a little late, but that's a real strong signal. And they are transmitting again. Somebody else got in, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with it and see if they'll come back to me after they finish this one. Okay, no, because the other person was slow. And you can see the background noise is just huge. I've got the big noise source around here. Oh, they got back to me, and they had to give me a +7 on my signal. That's another one that not using the contest format, so hopefully that will work. Oops. Oh, golly. EM25? No. Hopefully we can finish that one. Band is definitely thinning out a little bit. Okay, got that one. Good deal. I don't know whether conditions are going down a little bit or whether just people are finishing up. There's still an hour and a half left. I sometimes feel bad that I'm not giving a signal report back to some of these folks, but I'm not sure whether they're know fully about the contest or they're just randomly operating or what. Yeah, and then I'm not finishing it. I think they'd be able to hear me. Okay, I'll call that one good. And now a little worried that they're kind of weak there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I don't really see it. Well, there's something weak there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, a lot of QSB. Okay, well that's definitely stronger. Definitely getting something stronger there. So hopefully this will do it. Or not. There's a few of them that I want there. Hope that wasn't too late. That's the thing, if you mess up on voice, you can pretty quickly fix it, but oh, got it. A little worried there. All right, now I need to get See if we can get N0LL. Of course, his beacon is very well known, but he gets on the air sometimes. Oops. What happened there? Not sure why that failed, and this one I may have been too late. That's a super strong signal. They're strong again, but they could have been calling CQ again or working somebody else. And let's see, they're not in contest mode. So I never know. Again, I never know whether these ones that aren't in contest mode just don't know about contest mode in WSJT-X, or whether they're random operators or what.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening. 73, Kilo 9, Charlie Tango. November 7th, Victor Delta, Echo November 50.
It's funny, I think I've tried.
Thank you, 73, Kilo 9, Charlie Tango.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Romeo.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Radio, Echo November 50.
QSL, Delta Mike 34.
34, thanks, Kilo 9, Charlie Tango. CQ,
That was easy.
Kilo 9, Charlie Tango.
It's so funny because I've actually tried. I tried to work. I think I tried them on FT8 before and didn't get them.
United, Lima X-ray, Echo Nancy 04. Delta Mike 33, thank you, sir. Good luck. You are set. Whiskey Bravo 0, United, Lima X-ray. Okay, F7 was at United 2. Okay, F7, question. KF7, you working WB0, United Lima X-ray. Okay, QRZ, Whiskey Bravo 0, United Lima X-ray.
It's faint.
The uniform? CQ contest, November 0, Echo Oscar, Echo Nancy 37. CQ contest, November 0, Echo Oscar, Yes 37. Kilowatt 2 Delta, Radio Hotel. QRZ contest, CQ contest, Kilowatt 2 Delta, Radio Hotel. CQ contest, Kilo 2 Delta, Radio Hotel. CQ contest, Kilo 2 Delta, Radio Hotel.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Romeo.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Romeo, Echo
QSL Delta Mike 3-4.
Delta Mike 3-4, thank you. QRZ, Kilowatt 2 Delta, Radio Hotel.
So that's 53 QSOs in the contest, including the 4 I've done this hour on sideband. I've got 12 in the last 25 minutes, which is pretty good for me. And can't hardly see this. I'm gonna do the do. Thank you. Downside with not using a formal logger and just using the contest logger within WSJT-X is that I can't tell how many grids I have. And got a lot of green going here in the over here in the band activity, which it's a nice color, but it means that those are all ones that I've for sure worked. Didn't hear me. Oh, when their signal seems to be weakening. Ah, got it. I don't know why it did that. It didn't need to send another 7-3 there, but okay. Okay, well, oh gosh, I'm gonna check sideband one more time.
Norway 5, Delta X-ray, Delta November 89. QSL, Mike Grid, Delta November 89. 89, 89, 89er, over. Thanks, Victor. Echo 5, Mike X-ray.
Oh, of course, worked him already.
Thanks for the Delta Mike 3-3. Good luck in the contest. I like your call sign, over. 73 is good luck. QRZ contest, Whiskey Queen 0 Papa. November 7, November Echo Victor from Whiskey Queen 0 Papa, Echo Mary 19. Go ahead.
I think that would be a new grid.
Thanks for the Delta Mike 43, QRZ contest, Whiskey Quebec 0 Papa.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Romeo.
Kilo 7, Hotel Kilo Romeo from Whiskey Quebec 0 Papa, Echo Mary 19.
QSL, Delta Mike 34.
Thanks for the Delta Mike 34, QRZ contest, Whiskey Queen 0 Papa. Whiskey Delta 0 Tango. Sticky contest, Whiskey Delta 0 Tango, Whiskey Delta 0 Tango, Delta November 94. F7 November Echo Victor, Delta November 94. Delta Mary 43, thanks, 73, Whiskey Delta 0 Tango.
Kilo 7, Hotel, Kilo Romeo.
7 Hotel Kilo Romeo, Delta November 94.
QSL, Delta Mike 34.
Mike 34, thanks, Whiskey Delta 0 Tango.
Okay.
Hang it in there. QRZ, Norway 7, Charlie.
Local. Okay. So, oops. All right. Well, that's working out okay. And let's see what I got. I forgot to turn off the signal link, but that's okay. Didn't hurt anything. Fox Nancy 15 in Canada. That's some double hop, and they got a -3 signal, but odds are they're probably running high power. Okay, come on, get back to me. Come back to me. Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks real good. Okay, I'm going to call that. I'll put this here just in case. Yeah. I'm going to check sideband again. Terrible audio. Kilo 7 Hotel Kilo Romeo.
Kilo 7 Hotel Kilo Radio. Thank you. Echo Mary 31.
QSL Delta Mike 34.
Delta Mike 34. Thank you very much. Good luck. QRZ Kilo 15 Quebec Echo. Thank you, Echo Mary 31. Delta Mike 33, thanks for the news.
I thought it was 31, but I had to double check.
Give me your call again.
United Radio. United Radio. 4-1. Echo November 4-1.
QSL, your Echo November 4-1. Stephen, Delta Mike 3-4 here. Thank you much. QRZ, Whiskey 7, Juliet Lima Charlie. CQ contest, Whiskey 7, Juliet Lima Charlie.
Okay, yeah, it's local, and I've worked him on FT8.
7 Charlie Whiskey.
That's local again.
Delta Mike 3-4. Delta Mike 3-4. Kenneth. 73. Good luck. CQ contest, Whiskey 7, Juliet.
Mainly stateside there, northwest.
Whiskey Delta 0 Tango. Whiskey Delta 0.
For Whiskey 0 Uniform Charlie. Whiskey 0 Uniform Charlie.
Okay, I've got all those, so that might be my last shot at sideband. Now see, you didn't send the right thing, so this makes this going to be one step longer than it should be. Well. Wow,
plus 18 signal WQOP. That's one I worked a little while ago on sideband. Okay. Okay, maybe one last try with VE4VT. We just couldn't complete the QSO a couple times. Fingers crossed this time. Okay, much more confident here. Had good, strong signals. Okay, that's good. Been after that one for a while. Yay! Okay, let's see if I can rescue this one now. Got a good strong signal. The signal weakened. I don't like that. There's still something there. Boy, I sure hope that that's still okay. Ah, thank you. If I get this one, this would just be my second rover that I've picked up. I usually have all kinds of trouble working rovers in these contests. And in fact, I'm hearing the other rover that I worked right now, and they're in a different grid right now, but they're not a really weak signal. And that one just disappeared. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 7 on sideband, so that gives me 70 contacts for the contest, which is way better than I thought. 2.5 hours ago. Didn't think I was going to be anywhere close to that. Yeah, right now I'm not seeing much that I need. Except they're really weak. Let's see what's happening. I may want to call CQ for one last time. Okay, now if I can't get this one here, I'm going to be upset. This is a +10 signal. Just a question whether somebody else beats me to it. There we go. Again, they send an unexpected thing there, which means that when I use auto sequence, then I'm sending, I should have sent an RR73, but it's hard to. I mean, it seems like a crutch to use auto sequence, but in a contest situation when you got to do things fast, it's kind of hard not to, because it just messes everybody up if you're fumbling around. And I doubt if I'll get this one, but we'll see. Ooh. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's a new grid for the contest. It's that EL29. That's Houston, I think. Got it. Well, should I call CQ or not? Okay, Echo Nancy 61. That's Chicago and Chicago area and or like Northwest Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That area. And they completely disappeared. I'd like to get one more. Just doesn't look like this is going to be the one necessarily. Whatever, this is the last chance. This is the last one here that I'll have a chance of getting. But I barely had them here. They didn't have me by very much either. Goodness. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I was hoping to finish with one last one this last minute here. Oh well. One last chance. Nope. Did not make it. Okay, well that's it. That's the contest. Whew. So 65 FT8 plus 7 single sidebands, that's 72. All right. So 72, pretty happy with that.